Thank you, Senator Schmidt. Senator Duckworth, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. General Brown, welcome to you and your family, and congratulations on your nomination. I really enjoyed our discussion last month. I look forward to continuing to work with you on our military's readiness if you are confirmed. Each of the military services faces challenges in meeting recruiting goals, in past due to historically small pool of eligible recruits, and that pool continues to shrink. That's why I'm introducing the Enlist Act to begin to remedy this issue. My legislation enables the Department of Defense to expand its recruiting pool to include longtime residents of this country. This could include many people who love this country and are dedicated to service, like DACA recipients or people who originally came on a work or educational visa and have applied to stay permanently, but can't receive an immigrant visa due to caps in the system. The Enlist Act will aid recruitment efforts by allowing highly skilled and motivated individuals to succeed in the military while still maintaining the department's security requirements and high enlistment standards. General Brown, during our discussion, you described traveling to bases and meeting new Americans eager to serve in the Air National Guard. I'd like to know if you think that the Enlist Act and its expansion of the pool of possible recruits benefits the military recruitment efforts, and I'd also like to hear your perspective on the value that highly qualified immigrants bring to the military.
Senator, as we talked about in your office, it's I do think about those who, as you mentioned, love this country, want to serve, want to raise their right hand and take an oath of office or oath of enlistment, and the aspect of the opportunity for them to become citizens of the United States. It provides an opportunity because in many cases they're very talented, and they want to stay in this nation. There's opportunities that the Enlist Act would help us in some of our recruiting, and again, talent that resides in this nation that wants to serve, and if they want to serve and meet the qualifications, I think they all should be provided the opportunity.
Thank you. I can't think of a better way to show love of this country. You want to be an American? Put on her colors, stand with shoulder to shoulder, and help defend her. I'd like to thank my colleagues on this committee and the staff for their work on this year's NDAA, which supports a strong and ready total force. I'm particularly proud of my NDAA provision expanding TRICARE coverage of assisted reproductive technology, or ART, for current service members and their dependents. Studies show that service members have higher rates of infertility compared to the general population, which is only complicated by an overly restrictive DoD policy and service members' deployment schedules. General Brown, expanding assisted reproductive technology services to female and male members of the uniformed services and their dependents without regard to coital conception helps members to start their families that they've always dreamed of. Do you think expanding our service members' access to this important health care is a positive recruiting and retention tool?
Senator, what I believe about we as senior leaders in the military have a responsibility to provide health care for all our members. And when I think about providing health care, I don't try to determine aspects of what type of health care, but health care at large. And we've done that in the past. We need to continue to do and support our military members and their families with the health care to ensure they're healthy, and we'll, again, continue to serve and be a part of the greatest fighting force in the world.
Thank you, General. And earlier this year, I led an Indo-Pacific CODEL that reinforced to me just how important our alliances and partnerships are in the region. I'm going back there again in August, Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand. I think that these partnerships are incredibly important, and I've asked the same questions of every service chief who's come before this committee, because I think we can be doing so much more to better these key relationships. General Brown, you have deep experience in interacting with allies and partners in the Middle East, in Europe, and in the Indo-Pacific. Can you speak about your personal relationships with air chiefs from other nations and how that may benefit your role as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff if you are confirmed?
Well, Senator, when I think about it, it's all about relationships, and it's the relationships I've been able to build with these various air chiefs. And in some cases, the air chief is retired and a new air chief comes in, so I have relationships in the retired community as well. But it's also providing me opportunities to meet with the various chiefs of defense as I've gone and traveled around the world, and to include the Indo-Pacific. And if confirmed as chairman, I'll have an opportunity to deepen those relationships with the other chiefs of defense. And that's again, the value of these relationships I have as an air chief will open the door. And if I don't know that chief of defense, having a relationship with that air chief actually helps to open the door and continue to and build a new relationship with the Chief of Defense, who I don't already know, if confirmed.
Thank you. And Mr. Chairman, just one very quick 10 seconds. Thank you. I just wanted to clarify, because I came in late. I apologize for that. But I only heard half of my colleagues questioning to you. And he seemed to say at the end that he thought that you were advocating for quotas-based racial quotas in recruiting. And I didn't think that that was the case. Is it more that you were, my understanding is that you want to broaden the recruiting and allow anybody who wants to serve or qualifies to serve, and making sure that people have access to service? Or are you actually implementing racial quotas and saying only a certain number of Asians, certain number of Black, certain numbers of whites can be
Broaden the
recruited?
pool, and we do not have quotas. That's against policy for us to have quotas.
Thank you for clarifying that, General.
Senator Scott, please. Thank you, Senator Duckworth.
Sure. First, General Brown, thank you for your service. I want to thank your wife for her service. And